Something's Wrong with Us, Volume 7 and 8 review. Warning, this review contains some spoilers. We try to keep them to a minimum, but the content of the two books can't really be discussed without covering some of the spoilers in detail. At the end of Volume 6 of Something's Wrong with Us, Protagonist now discovered that her mother was once romantically involved with Subaki's father, and that now herself is his daughter. With a shocking revelation in hand, we enter into Volume 7 of the series to find out what's next for the cast. When we begin the book, we find out thinking about how she can go drone with her marriage to Subaki and deciding to leave the shop behind her and make a new life for herself before the wedding is due to go ahead. Meanwhile, Subaki is once again wondering if now Sakura, the girl he was found of as a child, but ultimately resolves to put those fears to bed. That is until his old fiancée, Shiori, arrives and tells Subaki about rumors about Nao's mother being known as the murderer. Before leaving Subaki behind, Nao is still determined to find some proof that her mother is innocent, and an opportunity may have just presented itself. Normally, the rule Subaki's father was murdered in a seal-off, except at the night of the anniversary of Koketsuan's funding, when Subaki's grandfather hosts his tea gathering at sundown. During the event, Nao hopes to slip away into the room to search for proof of her mother's innocence, but little does she know this day has plenty of unexpected drama in store for everyone. The event in the second half of Volume 7 act as a turning point for the whole series and significantly changed the trajectory. Volume 8 picks up 10 months after the events of Volume 7, where Nao is no longer at Kotetsuan, and Subaki is left in the dark about where she is now, how she's doing. But given that almost a year has passed, Subaki is beginning to move on with his life, and perhaps romance is in the air with his ex-fiancée Shiori, who keeps visiting for wagashi lessons and ends up working for the store. It's not until halfway during Volume 8 that our readers are reunited with Nao and get to see what she's been up to in the last 10 months. Without giving anything away, it's safe to say that her motivation to prove her mother's innocence is as strong as ever, and the past she is now is still in pursuit of that. On the wall, I love what author Natsume Ando has done between these two books. I commented before that the path of the series has been becoming increasingly stayed as the plot went in circles, not having had a reset. There is a lot of room for growth as Ando fills out the new plotlines they have been introduced. I also appreciate that Ando chose to swap perspectives from Nao to Subaki for a substantial amount of Volume 8, since at the point it was desperately needed for his character development. I will admit that the whole thing at the end of Volume 7 is a little melodramatic, which may annoy some readers, but not too bothered but to admit myself, since the series has had a habit of being already silly at times anyway. The most important thing is that it proves an entertaining read and keeps you on the book drawn to the end. Volume 8 in particular has renewed my interest in the future of the story. It has a great deal, which is probably the best thing I could say about the series at this point. Something's Wrong with Us Volume 7 and 8 comes to the West thanks to Kodansha and continue to be translated by Sawa Matsueda Savage. Meanwhile, lettering duties have changed hands from Sarah Lindsley to Nicole Roderick. Both the lettering and translation read fine, and always there are plenty of translation notes at the back of the volumes that give more information on the wet suites. Presented strong at the story, Volume 9 of the series is scheduled for the English release in July. Overall, these two volumes of Something's Wrong with Us series service revitalized the series and significantly changed the direction of the story, with plenty of new plot threads to explore and mysteries to get to the bottom of. The future is looking bright for this manga. 9 over 10.